Anyways, this week in gaming! It is June 29th, 2025, and we're going to be talking about everything that happened this week in gaming. We're going to cover it all. We're going to cover your nakedness. We're going to cover your shit stains. We're going to cover you we're going to cover you unlike Grego Waffles company with their health insurance. I don't even know. A company went bankrupt. Yeah, okay, you can still see it in the chat. Yeah. It's twig time, everybody. Whoop, whoop. And we're paying state taxes. That's just a mess. Anyways, we're going to start with some wins and fails. Perilous Pirates, Slash Sonic, Don't Dismiss, Fan Fun, and Build Bust are our topics for today. I like to put in a few little hints here. I don't even know if you guys will be able to make out what these are about, but let's take a look at our first fail. Pirate Software's Crash Out. More Pirate Software drama this week. This is such a it was so perfect on my face. Oh yeah, Pirate Software crashed out this week. Holy cow. We got more Pirate Software drama this week as Thor crashes out over backlash that he's receiving over his criticism over the Stop Killing Games movement. If you guys haven't heard about it, it's a movement to try to get games to not just destroy or make games inaccessible to people that paid for them. The problem is a lot of games nowadays, you'll buy a game, it'll be online only, or it'll be only accessible through online. Sometimes it'll be single player, but still you have to use an online connection to receive the product. And the movement is to try to open that up. Maybe, I guess, a big part of it is that they want to make it so even when a game abandons servers, you can still play them, perhaps, like with player-owned servers. Imagine being on YouTube EU. Well, he didn't like that. Being a game developer himself, he had a big problem with it. He saw it as more work. He saw it as an unrealistic goal to ask of game developers. And he further crashed out about it on Twitter after the backlash came out on his opinion. He crashed out in a 1,155 word rant. We are not going to go over it. It's not worth it. Basically, the summary is, I'm a game dev and you guys don't get how hard it is, which is true. I do understand from a certain point his perspective and being in that industry. I wouldn't really want to go bend over backwards and try to make in his mind, he believes that you have to convert every multiplayer game to single player when you abandon it. But that's not even the case. It's just you have to make it accessible. Like, for example, when Disney ended Toontown, one thing that fans did is they took all the files and they hosted their own servers. So you could still play Toontown. I don't know if you can anymore, but for a while, there were fan-made servers where you can continuously play it. And that was really cool, and I think people want to see more of that. But he doesn't like the idea of it. And we have a video from Bubble Brain that gives us the gist of it. It's called Stop Killing Games short version. And we're gonna watch this video real quick and it'll explain everything.
Stop Killing Games is a movement started by Ross Scott, owner of the channel Accursed Farm. The movement's goal is to force game devs to have an end-of-life plan for their games, so people's games won't be unplayable once the servers shut down. Something that happened to the Ubisoft game The Crew. Sadly, YouTuber Pirate Software misrepresented the initiative, claiming Ross was asking for all live service games to have a single-player mode and have their servers run indefinitely when he just wants games to be made with post-support functionality in mind. The bad PR really hurt the campaign, as with less than 40 days left, the EU petition has less than half the needed signatures, so make sure to spread the word and sign the petition if you live in the EU, as this succeeding could ensure games are playable for years to come. That's 47 minutes saved. See next time.
Audience. So yeah, apparently, currently, Stop Killing Games is on its last leg. There are two EU, I think it's EU and there's one in the UK. There are two petitions to try to force companies to no longer abandon their games and have end-of-life plans for them, so people can still access the games once they're over with. I would highly suggest you guys sign those petitions. City of Heroes is an example. I haven't heard of that, but Yeah, there's too many to like really name them all. There's so many games. I mean, I'm sure all of us in this chat have had a game that we can no longer access because it's not online anymore. Wow, you have the link to it? Wait, really? That's kind of cool that you just have that European Citizens Initiative. It's cool that you guys have these, like, these are, from what I understand, it's .eu. These are like official petitions, right, through the government. I don't think we have anything like this through the government in America. We just have change.org, which is just like nothing ever happens. 654,000 signatures so far. That's pretty good. Imagine being part of the EU. I know, Clarence a fucking, yeah, there's the UK one. Kenzie's got it. This one's for your guys' parliament. See, that's so cool. You guys get like official petitions. I wish we had this more often in America. I think we're a little bit behind on that. So yeah, EU and UK alike can demand. You can demand more from your game developers. And honestly, the European Union has been better with protecting like the right to repair and like kind of cutting down on the loot box scandals. Like the whole reason that we have to accept cookies now, and the whole reason that we have to display the odd rates with gambling and like loot boxes in games is because of the EU and because of petitions like this. So I would highly suggest you guys look into it and potentially sign it. But basically, Pirate Software really didn't like this movement. He really didn't like it, and he found it to be he found it to be too much work for the developers. And I get it from an professional like WoW dev himself. I understand the hesitancy, but I don't think that it's a negative thing at all. I think it's pro-consumer, and it's a great movement. And Critical made a huge video about it, going over it, and kind of poured fuel onto the fire for Pirate Software, who's just been taking L's lately. Big win for game devs. It's probably only a loss for like giant companies. I don't think that this would affect indie game devs very much, considering indie game devs aren't really the ones making live service games, and if they are, they're really small. Basically, City Heroes shut down in 2012. But they grant licenses to the Rogue fan servers to continue. See, that's the smart way to do it, and I think that should be like the standard. If you're gonna make an online only game, you should at least make it able to be still hosted by people who want to play it. The idea of just being like, nope, no one can play it anymore is so dumb. And what's crazy is sometimes these games will be shut down, like the servers will be shut down for like a Call of Duty game, but you can still buy the fucking game on the Xbox store or something. And it's like, you're selling a game that doesn't function. Like, that's crazy. Anyways, moving on. We have our win. Magic the Gathering has another collaboration with Sonic. Magic the Gathering has been going insane with collabs lately. After Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, and Avatar, did you guys hear about that one? They're now introducing a Sonic the Hedgehog drop as well through their Secret Lair. If you guys don't know what Secret Lair is, it's basically like, they call it the best worst kept secret. Basically, you buy these packs. They don't have randomized cards in them. They all have set cards in them, and you'll get like 5 or 6 of them, and they cost different prices depending on if you get foils or non-foils. So for example, if you want the set Sonic the Hedgehog, you'll have to pay one of their drops, which is the creature set, which will be $39.99 without the foil, or $49.99 with the foil. So they're kind of expensive, and you only get a few cards, but I mean, they seem to hold their value pretty well. I mean, people pay way more than MSRP for these. So I honestly might buy these when they drop. There's going to be 3 different drops. One of them is going to be creatures, and they're going to be $39.99 to $49.99. And then the other 2 are going to be like artifacts and like sorceries and instants. And those ones will be $29.99 to $39.99. I don't know if this is when you're going to get homeless if Magic the Gathering keeps making these collabs. I know, dude. I'm so cooked. Dude. This is my box, and it's just full of cards now. I built 2 commander decks. I'm so obsessed with it. I've been looking everywhere for these Final Fantasy cards, and I can't find any. The other day, I went to Best Buy right before they opened, and there was a line of like 20 people in there, and they had 3 fucking Magic boxes, and they were obviously gone by the time I got to the front of the line, so that's a bummer. But my commander is Cloud, Plants Champion, and then I've just got like, dude, I've got crazy. I don't know how well these are going to show up on the camera, but I've got literally insane cards. Like, they're all full art characters. There's Joshua from 16. Army of 1. This one's alone is $50. Like, this one's $60. This one's $70. Cloud. Like, here's Kupka. Like, I've just got so many full arts. Oh, I got the Dark Steel plate as well. This deck's gonna be insane. I'm so excited to run it. Oh, hang on, I got my cards all jumbled. So yeah, I'm excited. I want more of these cards, but they're impossible to get right now. They're completely sold out. Magic the Gathering is not making enough of these, so that's something I've actually complained about. They have a poll going around on social media asking fans what they think about the new Magic or the new Final Fantasy set, and I was like, it's great, but you can't get cards for it. They're impossible to find, especially at MSRP. You can find them for like double, triple, quadruple the price on eBay, but you cannot find them MSRP. And there's always a risk because I've been seeing people getting damaged cards. I've been seeing people get like altered packs, and I've been seeing people like literally buying a booster box and it has none of the packs in it. It's just like stuffed full of like, it's like a Amazon return that's full of rocks. It's fucked up, and they need to do some, they need to do some serious quality control here. Anyways, moving on. Fail. Don't Nod's layoffs. Well, an unspecified number of employees were laid off at Don't Nod Montreal this week. This comes after the commercial failure of Banisher's Ghosts of Eden and the recent launch of Lost Records' Bloom and Rage. Fearing layoffs, the union that represents the workers actually went on strike earlier this year in January, which allowed up to 23 workers to keep their jobs in the way of offering the other workers severance packages. So they struck a deal where some people get severance packages instead of more people getting fired. But it looks like even despite all that, people are going to get fired, which is a bummer. This is the company that made Life is Strange, one of my favorite games, honestly. I really like Life is Strange. So this is kind of sad to see, but it's not surprising either. They haven't been really hitting lately, and it seems like it's been a long time coming. Yeah, boo, layoffs. It seems like every week we have major layoffs. A lot of this is due in part to the fact that they overhired during the pandemic. There's way too many game dev hirings, and now there's game dev firings because they have too many people. But there's also the fact that we're kind of entering a recession right now, and then there's also just a lot of like commercial failures. It's no wonder that some of these companies are firing people when they're, you know, making $100 million project and it's only earning like 50 million. Like, it's so bad. But it's at no fault of the gaming industry. I think people are buying games more than ever now, which is crazy. And if you're failing in this industry, it just shows that you are not doing something right. Isn't it common to do layoffs after game releases? Sometimes it is. Sometimes you'll keep the workers just for when you get past that finish line of finishing the game, and then you don't need the workers anymore. I mean, NetEase did that with Marvel Rivals. So that can happen, but the trade-off there is you might lose good employees that could help you make updates or make future projects, and you will never get that talent back. So if you have talent like Bungie used to have, Bungie used to be full of talented people that made Halo games, and over time they've lost that talent, and it's further shaped the company forever. Bungie will never be the same company it used to be. So there's a balancing act. You really do want to retain those high quality workers that you have, because you will never get them back. Once they get fired, it's very unlikely that they'll want to work for you again. So yeah, let's move on to a win. Halo approved fan games. Speaking of Halo, speaking of Bungie, well, this isn't Bungie anymore. Halo Studios, it's not even 343 anymore, announced that they will allow a fan-made game called Spartan Survivors to continue development. This game is available on itch, and it's even going to be released on Steam and Xbox. So it's got the seal of approval from Halo and I guess further Microsoft themselves, which is really cool because it's a full fan game. And here's a quote from Halo Studios. Really love to see the passion you and your team have poured into this experience. It really is fun, and we look forward to getting further in our playthrough and unlocking more stuff. So this is going to be like almost like a top-down shooter roguelite from what I understand. Big W? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Most companies hire per game, and once the game is done, they get rid of them. Yeah, sometimes it happens. But you know, obviously there'll be some superstars among the team, and you're gonna want to keep those people. Anyways, let's take a look at the trailer, because I do have the trailer for Spartan Survivors. Again, fully indie fan game, and this was given the green light from Bungie, or not Bungie, from Halo Studios.
If we activate Halo's defenses, we can wipe them out.
I don't know how they got the voice actors. That was Master Chief and the Arbiter. I don't know if that was their actual voices or just someone who sounds exactly like them. This is so cute. I would really, if they're allowing people to make fan games, I kind of want to make one now. I would make such a good Halo fan game. Dude, I would make such a cool Halo fan game. I like it. I like this a lot. This makes me really excited. If Microsoft's gonna be chill like this and like let people use their IPs for indie game development, I would jump on that for sure. Vampire Survivor, but Halo. Honestly, this actually opens up a discussion on like whether or not you should let indie studios use your IPs, because when you think about it, like if your IP, especially like Halo, which is struggling, if your IP is struggling and you need to generate revenue, you could kind of just allow indie developers to front the entire cost and develop a game with your IP, and then rake in the rewards in terms of like royalties, or like, you know, the money that they would make. You can take a cut off of it since they're posting it on the Xbox platform. You're going to get a cut of that anyways. And you have to put up no cost. You can't take any of the blame if the game is bad. And it's just a win-win. Like, honestly, I don't see why more companies don't do this. I think that there's literally no downside and there's everything to gain from doing this. I would love to see more of this. I would love to see more greenlit fan games. Such a cool idea. I'm kind of sick of seeing top-down shooters, to be honest. There are so damn many. Yeah, that's true. That's true. To be honest, this isn't something that I think I will play, but I just love the idea of it existing. I love the idea of being able to make a Spartan game or a Halo game. It's just really cool. I would really jump on the opportunity to make something for Microsoft if they would let me play with their IP. And they wouldn't have to give me any money. They wouldn't have to market it or anything. They would literally only stand to gain royalties from it. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think that this is a great idea. Anyways, moving on to our next fail. Mind's Eye Studio is laying people off. I said it was coming. Honestly, I was a little bit harsher. I thought that they were gonna just close the studio. I thought they were just gonna be like, yeah, all right, pack it up, everybody. That game was so bad, we're not gonna do any more. But apparently not. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Build a Rocket Boy announced layoffs this week after their debut game Mind's Eye bombs. Up to 100 of their 500 employees may now be at risk of losing their jobs. This should come as no surprise. The company appears to have lost a lot of overhead, or appears to have a lot of overhead, while having no revenue and likely no investor confidence. I mean, how do you look at the launch of Mind's Eye and even think that this company's capable of making a game? It's not good. I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, we all know how the game went. We all know. The real question is, are they going to continue making games? I think it's likely that they will, considering the fact that they seem to be retaining 80% of their staff. It looks like they're going to try to fix the game and then continue working on their other project that they have upcoming. But I mean, they talked about making a sequel, a multiplayer sequel, and I really do not think that's going to happen. I don't see it ever happening. Not after this. I really don't. So, that's all I have to say about that. Let's move on. Death Stranding 2 launched! Holy cow, and what a game it is, apparently. I have a PS5. I might play it. I might pick it up, but on the flip side, Death Stranding 2 launched with great acclaim. In a Twitter post, game director Hideo Kojima reflects on how the pandemic affected production and thanks his fans for their support. He was saying that he didn't even think the game was going to get made at a certain point, which is crazy. The game is only available on PS5 though, with no announcements for any other versions, unfortunately. So no PS4 version. I don't even think it could run on a PS4. And then no Switch or Xbox version, and no PC version yet. But I don't know. I feel like it'll come. Isn't Death Stranding 1? Yeah, Death Stranding's on PC right now for $16. Oh. Yeah, it's $16, and you can upgrade it. I thought it was $4 for like a second. It's to upgrade to the director's cut. You can pay $4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand the game, to be honest. I've never played the first one, but from what I see, people really like this, and it looks fun. Like the graphics look amazing. The animations are incredible. It's all mocapped. The actors are played by real people, so they look really realistic. And I think honestly, Hideo Kojima is just a genius in general. Like I think that man is a video game like messiah. So I imagine that even if this isn't for me, it's probably good. Especially with a universal acclaim score, literally a Metacritic must play emblem on it. I was reading some of the reviews and people were saying it was like the magnum opus of Hideo Kojima. So I don't know. I think I might need to play it. I don't know if I need to play the first one though. Got it on CD keys for like £6 for the director's edition. That's pretty sick. You have the first one on Steam? They was expecting it. They're all the same. But yeah, oh, I already read that. Yeah, so this is pretty good. Oh, you're talking about the Mind's Eye layoffs. Yeah, they were expecting it. There's no way, right? We really lost something when Silent Hill was cut. Dude, you are so right, dude. Silent Hill would have been amazing. Dude, Hideo Kojima's such a genius that he could just shadow drop a no-name Silent Hill demo and it would just take over the internet, right? Like, he really captures people's attention. He's so good at that. He's fantastic. He's like the Stephen King of video games, right? He makes like creepy, weird universes, but they really capture you. Play the first one before the second one. It's a continuation. Oh, but it's so long, isn't it? It's so long. I still have to get through the Final Fantasy games. I haven't even gotten to the I have the Final Fantasy remake. I have both remakes. I have the first Final Fantasy VII remake, and this one's still in the plastic. I haven't even opened the newest one. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to play Death Stranding 1 and 2. It's long as fuck. I know. Ugh. I'll just read the Spark notes on it or something, because it seems like Death Stranding 2 is significantly better than the first one. I hear that they put more focus on combat, put a little bit less focus on the tediousness of the first one. Stephen King also wrote Shawshank, and the story Stand By Me is based on. Ooh, I love Stand By Me. I love that movie. I also love it because it's shot in Oregon, where I was born. Alright, moving on to our next story. Square Enix talks about Expedition 33. So, during a recent investor meeting at Square Enix, one investor brought up the success of Expedition 33 and requested the return of turn-based combat in the Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest franchises. Sounds like this investor's a true fan, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's really interesting to have an investor conference where people were like, hey, can we get more games like this? Like, could you imagine if there was like an investor conference for Call of Duty and the investors are like, hey, can we get more wall running in the next one? And could we maybe mix the Omni movement with like slow-mo? That'd be really cool. Like, you know, people who clearly at least enjoy the games and like certain features on it. I think that's rare, to be honest. Oh, I should have included this. There was also this week an interview with the CEO of 2K Games asking if he's played Borderlands or if he plays games in general. He's like, yeah, I don't play games. That's not my thing. And it's like I understand, like, you're the business guy, you're the guy who runs everything, make sure that the talent is doing what they're supposed to be doing. But if you run a video game company, you should at least play video games. Could you imagine if you ran an ice cream company and you've never had ice cream before? Like, it's not like you don't have to eat it every day, but you have to at least taste it once in a while, right? Like, what the fuck? So it's cool seeing like investors and people in the company that just are passionate about the product. Well, Final Fantasy, or Square Enix, replied reportedly saying that they agreed and that they value the genre and they plan on delivering more turn-based styled games in the future. So we don't know if that means Final Fantasy is going to be turn-based. We are getting a new Final Fantasy remake of Final Fantasy Tactics, which will be turn-based. So I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but we are getting more turn-based from them in the future. And I think Expedition 33 makes a strong point for doing so. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't like turn-based games. I actually was so happy when Final Fantasy moved away from it. I was like, finally, they're making games for me. I like the real-time combat. I like just slapping stuff, doing combos and stuff. Like, that's so much fun for me. I like dodging. And I wish it was a little bit harder, to be honest. I wish they made it more like Dark Souls, but I love that kind of gameplay. But after playing Expedition 33, I see it now. I would love a Final Fantasy game with Expedition 33 combat. With the thing is, you can't just have turn-based combat. You have to include the dodging mechanic, the parrying mechanic, and the QTEs when you're doing attacks. It makes you feel more involved, and it makes it like a little bit more skill-based. Like, you feel like you're doing something. You're not just at the mercy of a dice roll, right? So I like it. A Souls-like Final Fantasy, I would, yes, 100%. I would give them $80 for that game. I would pay $100 for that game. A Souls-like Final Fantasy game would be great. Final Fantasy 16 was almost like that. It has dodging mechanics, it has combos, it has like basically weapon arts. The issue is that it's so fucking easy. I am almost done with Final Fantasy 16 and I'm on the hardest difficulty and I haven't died once. I haven't died at all. Why not try to make a fan game? Final Fantasy will not let me make a fan game. I guarantee you that. Don't ever try to make a fan game of any Japanese company's product. American companies are a little bit more chill. Bethesda, anything Microsoft will be a little bit more lenient with you. If you try to make a Halo fan game, you try to make a Bethesda fan game, they have a track record already of being chill. But Japanese companies are litigious. Nintendo and Sony will fuck you up if you try to make any fan games of their stuff. They will ruin your life. They will literally they'll give you generational debt just for even trying to like make something. I wouldn't try that. I really wouldn't. I would caution against it for sure. Anyways, next story. Speaking of suing someone into generational debt, Epic sues a Fortnite cheater, but this is deserved. A professional cheater in Fortnite now has to pay just over $175,000 in damages after stealing $6,850 from competitive tournaments. Fucking crazy. This cheater got his winnings from 18 different tournaments and had 991 complaints from other players. And Epic has announced that their legal winnings will be donated to Child's Play, a charity that delivers therapeutic games and technology to children in hospitals. It's really funny too because they had sued this cheater, and the cheater, I guess, never showed up to court, so they just won by default. So now they had to pay $175,000. Epic actually tried to sue them for a further $100,000, but they were denied because I guess the judge said it was cruel. were like, dude, you're just taking it too far now. But honestly, fair. I'm not going to bat for this guy. Fuck him. Honestly, you steal from tournaments, you're kind of a piece of shit. And I think that, you know, putting these kind of people into financial hardship or just financial ruin for being bad actors is an incredible way. It's an insane way. Yeah, it's to Keck W. No, it's an insane way to stop it from happening in the future. I really don't think that people are going to risk $175,000 to steal $7,000 again. I don't see that happening. So, we'll see. We'll see. I think that this is a great start, though. You know, and I think it's cool because Epic Games was like, we don't even need your money. We're giving it to charity. But we are going to take it. We are going to make an example out of you. Remember that time the South Korean company that owned PUBG sued other companies because they thought they owned the Battle Royale game type? I don't remember that, but that's crazy. See, that's the bad example of suing. You should never sue competitors. That's totally different. If you're suing bad actors or people damaging your product, fair game, fair game. If someone's in your game, if they're selling cheats for it, if they're selling mods for it in an online competitive scene, then they deserve to get clapped in the legal system. But if they're just making a competitive product to your product and you try to sue them, no, that's not what the gaming community is about. That shouldn't be accepted at all. Anyways, I believe that's the last story that we have. Yep. So we're gonna move on to our 6th gaming sin of the week. We are almost done with our 7 gaming deadly sins, and this one we're doing is gluttonous gaming, guys. Ow, I just got egged. For example, there's like doubled music now. Be happy with what you have. Find means which are comfortable for you and live within them. Lying, cheating, and stealing to get what you want will only reap negative results. Where did you even get that? Were these all random? Wow. You guys saved up all of your things and you didn't use them throughout this stream, so now you have to use them now. I'll try to get through this quickly. Will only negative results. Like cheating in a tournament or scalping Pokemon cards, you will only become the enemy of the people. People and audiences are naturally drawn to those who are humble. That's why you see so many magazines praising celebrities and billionaires who dress in simple and cheap clothing. In a world full of hype beasts, be a Mr. Beast. Look at that, I got a little picture of him right there. You can see Mr. Beast literally just wears like normal clothes. He will wear like a t-shirt and some jeans. Wow, that's a lot of eggs. You done yet? You done yet? Oh, you still got more? All right. More eggs. Well, okay. More eggs. All right. All right. You couldn't even see the Pedro because it was covered in eggs. So yeah, that's just what I want to leave you guys with. Just be humble, and you know, honestly, people will come to you. Honestly, trying to be like a hype beast, trying to flex on people does not draw people in. It does not give you an audience at all. So let's move on to, you guys know what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for the award. Who's gonna win it? Well, there's only one person who's even posted this week, and that is Kezi. I just realized I didn't change this is Kezi. Kezi won the award last week too. He's the only one who's been posting lately. He's the only one who's been actively working on his project after losing literally everything. But he has a voice. Kezi, you do voice acting, right? Are you ready for the lesson of the week? You joke about how this is always about Kezi. It's not. Or it's always about Claire. It's not. Kezi, you're a voice actor though, right? Did you voice all of this? Because this is really interesting. He made a little note system and it reads the note. Looks like you can choose different notes and it's all voice acted.
Dear esteemed Cursebreaker, my name is Barnaby Thistlewick.
Barnaby Thistlewick.
From our strange little town. I write to you in desperate hope to recover.
Oh, this is AI?
Most precious
this is
family
insane
ring
for AI.
passed down through generations. It is a simple.
It cleared its
yet
throat.
It holds
How is this
great
AI?
meaning to me and my kin. The troubling part is, I cannot find it anywhere. Yet, somehow, I feel it should be with me. I check my pockets, my drawers, even ask my cat, Mr. Whiskerfluff, to keep watch, but
Mr.
still the ring
Whiskerfluff.
remains lost to my eyes.
You
and
use
memory.
11 Labs for this? They've gotten better.
If you could lend
They
your
must have gotten
skill
better.
to help me find this vanished treasure, I would be sincerely.
I can show
forever
you something I've
your
made
debt.
with Infinium or
I
11
fear
Labs
the longer
for
it is gone, the
Infinium.
more I lose a part of my family's history, and perhaps a piece of myself.
That's cool. I like your note system though. It works really well. But here's an example of 11
The
Labs.
land of Infinium is a lush and beautiful island nation, with the passing centuries watching kingdoms rise and inevitably fall. In the age
This
of
isn't even
today,
as good as
a
yours
relatively
is.
young race of beings, man, claim the island for them.
You hear that? The man is like it didn't understand the prompt very well, but yours is like really well done. They must have just improved it because this was like a year ago that I was trying to like play around with 11 Labs. I was like, it's not there yet. You need to find the right voice. Yeah, that's true too.
Selves. They sneer at those who came before and push them into small encampments
You can
so
hear
they
the
may be
AI,
swiftly
though, in this.
eradicated. Decades of
I didn't realize
hostility
yours was
towards the
AI.
natural
That's
balance
scary.
of life from man has led to the uprising of a new, angrier race, Kabari.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, that's it for the gaming news. If you guys have any things to throw at me, now's the time. Now's the time. I guess we can take a look at some memes since we didn't really have anything else. Everyone's making fun of. If you haven't noticed, my hair is a different color. I know. The elephant in the room is finally out. People have been making fun of the fact that I look like my emote now, my emote. And then people have just been, I don't understand the minion thing. I don't look like a minion. I don't act like a minion. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this derpy minion in the background. Come on, man. And then this, I mean, uncalled for. Uncalled for. All right. Bye, YouTube. This is crazy.